Good morning. Welcome to Dashcam Diary of a Disabled with me, chronically happy. Today I'm chronically late to my chiropractor appointment. I was supposed to stop by my storage unit on the way, but since I'm already running late and I kind of spaced it past the exit as I was recording, I'm just going to have to waste gas and come back and get it. Piss poor planning that leads to piss poor. I can't think of a third P to make it like go with the flow. Good thing I'm not a rapper. So I'm all decked out in my bracelets today. I want to show these hair ladies my skills. Making a bracelet's easy. But some of it has to do with being visually aesthetic too. The aesthetic. So I was never, like back in the 90's when raves first came to the scene, raves became a thing in the early 90's. I was about 16, 17 when I went to my first underground warehouse renegade rave. Got shut down by the cops after it seemed like we were waiting in line forever. And I think it was just the promoters trying to figure out how to deal with the crowd, you know. We were experimenting as teenagers with the rave scene, and we wore basically whatever we could regular clothes wise that we had. I tried to find cool clothes at Hot Topic, because Hot Topic was the newest, greatest cool thing store back in the day in the 90's. PacSun I used to shop at. I used to shop at Aristotle even my later teenage years, early 20s. I shopped at Hot Topic. I shopped at thrift stores, a lot of hand-me-downs. But anyway, I remember specifically one night I had bought this expensive, it was like the most expensive coat I ever spent money on, and it was like a fake fur maroon coat, and I had this like fuzzy like bucket hat type, top hat type of, I don't know, it was like a tall bucket hat, let's call it that. It was a bucket hat, but it was a little bit taller than the typical in the center. It was all black and furry, or fuzzy. So I had that hat, I had some kind of like baggy pants on, and like some tank top, or skimpy shirt, and that coat, that hat, that coat, big oversized pants, fit t-shirt, baby belly tee, or tank top. I don't know. I have a picture of myself in this outfit before I went to that rave, but I did not leave with my rave. Somebody stole my coat. I left it somewhere because I was just grooving. My alarms keep popping up. I have to set like 20 alarms in the morning to get up. I have to set a lot. I can't get up right away. My brain's still trying to function here. So anyway, the nostalgia of the 90's rave scene. I only went to a couple. I was more of a metalhead, and so I went to more like rock fests and that kind of stuff, rather than focusing on raves. I knew people that were more raver type people. I was friends with people of all genres, because I feel like the 90's were very defining with a lot of different styles. Like there was just a lot of different type of music too. Like the 90's just is a mixed bag. That's what I loved about the 90's. It was a mixed bag because there were definitely the emos that came about, and goths. I mean, there's 80's goth, glam goth, and then there's 90's goth. 90's goth was more weird, like cross-dressing makeup. Makeup's always been the goth thing. Guys or women. And the punks are the the ones that really like the cross-dressing and like the weird stuff and like just the anti-social, you know, scene, you know, just wanted to go against all of society's norms. So I really appreciated the punks. I had punk friends. I had the emo friends. I did the coffee house, like, clove cigarette time. Coffee house girl. I hung out with all the outcasts. I also did color guard, so I was a little bit of a band nerd my senior year in high school. I was an art person. I took all art classes my senior year in high school. In my junior year, I did a whole bunch of night classes so I could get ahead of the senior schedule, so I could take less classes as a senior. So as a junior, I worked my butt off in high school to get more credits earlier and faster with night school. So I was going to be there anyway, so I just stayed extra hours and did packet work and got to know the other rejects of, high school. The alternative kids, the alternative school. So then a lot of them dressed alternatively and grunge-like. So I was a metalhead, I was a goth, I dressed preppy, I dressed nerdy some days, I dressed up, I dressed down. I wore pajamas to school. I dyed my hair black even. Man, I looked pale. I looked so pale with black hair back in the day. Ooh, my prom pictures. A dark black blue dress and black hair. I've done every color of the rainbow. Why is traffic so terrible this morning? What in the F, dude? I've never seen it this backed up right here. Ever. Like, what? What is going on? Today's a Wednesday. I mean, unless a bad accident that happened at the on-off ramps of I-5. Man. I'm glad I didn't stop at my storage unit. Although it's going to make driving back this way difficult if this isn't cleared up by the time I get back. Thanks, last minute decision person. I did notice, like, watching back one of my videos yesterday, it looked like I was, like, talking to the camera, but all I did was I turned my face towards the camera as I'm looking up. Like, I'm talking like this, and then I talk like this, and then like this, and then like this. I tilt my head a lot when I talk to try and emphasize, more excitement and, like, happy. And I really do want to fake it till I make it, and make it so I am freaking happy outwardly and not just inwardly. Why is this car being stupid? They want in the left lane and there's like 8 car lengths in front of them. That's something that I would do. This is exactly what I do. I will stop until somebody lets me in, and then I back up all traffic in the lane behind me. Like, it is a jerk thing to do. I need to get on the interstate, yo. The light is green. Can I go? Can I get around this mother trucker? Thank you. Holy cow, why is it so backed up, dude? I'm behind a Salem police. Which is fine. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just talking to myself in my car, to my camera. Man, there must have been an accident. There had to have been. Like, I don't understand why it is so backed up like that. That's redonkulous. I'm gonna have to, like, ask them. Traffic is backed up on Interstate 5 going south a little bit. It's slow on the on-ramp, as people are trying to get off right there. Man, that is going to be terrible to get back home. But I can't wake up in the morning. It is what it is, and I just have to accept it. I'm gonna have to waste gas and time to go back and forth. At least I have a 2-hour time frame, an hour's driving, and that gives me an hour to go to my storage unit and grab whatever else I need for the day. And now I'm gonna have to stop back home at my house because my storage unit is close to my house. It's an exit away from my house. My house is closer to the other exit. So my storage unit is kind of across town. Alrighty. Let's go in the fast lane. I'm so happy I got a game with my boyfriend last night for some time. And it definitely sounds like he's tired today. Not that he's at his new job. I texted him like right around 6:30. I was like, "Hey babe, morning. Are you up?" He's like, "Good morning, babe. I miss you." I was like, "Oh." And not every day he says he misses me, and so it does make it special when he does say it. I haven't said the L bomb yet, which he tried to mistakenly say as I left last time. We'll see what happens this time. It's still too soon. Like, we've only been together for 2.5 months or something like that. I'd have to technically go count all the days and go see how many days it's been. It's basically been since my birthday. We pretty much hooked up on my birthday, the day after my birthday, so it all kind of started then. I can say we definitely, our anniversary is it's pretty much around my birthday, so it's going to be really easy to try and remember, I think. Our hooking up anniversary. Our expressing our feelings towards each other anniversary. Does need to get some good friends. I hope that he can make some friends with his coworkers, and hopefully they're better influences than the last ones that he had. Because the last ones that he had were, it's not that they were up to no good. It makes me think of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It makes me think, he needs some guys to go do stuff with once in a while. And I think guys are just during the game, he doesn't really have a headset, so he doesn't listen. And I keep forgetting that our other friend is half deaf that we game with. So she talks about a headset. I'm like, and the headset's not for her. I try to be, very PC about my opinion, because I know my opinion can come out very strong sounding. So it's just I'm a woman that knows what I want, and I'm very indecisive about a lot of other things, though. So it's just trying to keep up with my brain processes that are firing a mile a minute all the time. So my brain is always thinking about something. It's quite a beautiful thing when I can get into a meditative state and relax. But with my EDS, I can't relax too much because then it causes instability problems. So it's just a uphill battle with my disabilities. I'm happy accept my disabilities. It's just trying to have others accept my disabilities. And the people that I surround myself with, I want to be people that want to learn about my specific disabilities and that want to know what it's like. If you have any doubts in your mind about how disabled a person should look versus how disabled they are, there's a lot of silent warriors out there who are just putting on a face every day for the people around them. And so that's why isolation becomes more of a thing with chronic illness, because we don't have what it takes to be functional and put together looking at the same time. A lot of the time there's a disconnect with the functionality and the way we look. There's a huge disconnect. I know I look fine. I know I look like a very capable, able-bodied person. That's why I try to show the good, the bad, the ugly with me when I'm going through it. If I'm having a tough time, if I'm trying to process information, I'm doing these Dashcam Diaries to try and give an overview of what I've done today, what I'm going to do, what I have done, stories, experiences, being authentically me in front of the camera. And I like improv. I really do. But I do need to have a little bit more organizational skills when it comes to the things in my head. It's not like a physical organization that I can do, which is easier for me. Like, let me alphabetize a whole entire book section. I enjoyed my volunteer work and community service at the public library. The judge had no stipulations on what type of community service I did, so I chose the cushy, comfortable, let me volunteer at the public library because I love reading, and then it turned into volunteer work after community service because I got to know the people that work there because I had to check in with them. So I know not all criminals can be reformed, and not all childhood delinquents turn into career criminals. Some of us turn out okay. Some of us still have like impulsive behavior problems because of being neurospicy. And we are just highly misunderstood and very illogical people, but we do have feelings too. It's just our feelings are very dysregulated, so we have a harder time with our emotions than you typical normies out there. It's hard to explain. But dang, I'm so glad I got my laptop working yesterday. Totally changed, flipped the topic on its side here. Going back to the filming project yesterday. So glad I got my laptop working. It took some time. I had some corrupt files on there. I basically need to uninstall and reinstall Windows on that damn thing. And I kind of want a newer version of Windows so I can have apps and stuff on my laptop. I don't know what version or what I need to do to install for an operating system, but kind of would like a new operating system on my laptop. I gotta talk to my nerdy friends and see what I can do. But I do have my phone. I am now desperately thinking I need a tablet in order to do some more work because I need a bigger screen to work with on a tablet. But I kind of want a laptop again. I kind of like the idea of a whole new laptop because then I can justify it by the film project. No, I could be a PC player again and use my laptop to get a gaming laptop, and take that with me places instead of my whole PlayStation 5. But gaming laptop's kind of out of my budget right now. I need to save money for other things, and especially a future with potentially moving in with Terry if he transfers up here. I don't know. I'm going to have to go and scout out the different discount tires that we have around here and find a decent city for him to move towards. I don't care if we're like an hour or so drive apart or less. That's way more manageable than anything else. So I'm going to try and help find a good location for him to transfer to over the next year. That's assuming if he stays in this line of work. I know he can't do this line of work forever, but I think it will really depend on the location that he goes to. I think he has way better potential. He's management, man. He's got good leadership. He's got a good work ethic, and I think he'd make a good boss to anybody, no matter what field he worked in. I think he'd make a great boss. But I know he knows about cars, and so any kind of car place would be really good. Really lucky to have him. I could potentially even get him on at the dealership and do maintenance doing that. I do know some people. I know people, and I could find him a job, I think, with all my networking and, the amount of people I know in different businesses. I could totally find him something to do. But it's got to be something he wants. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens in our future. Nothing needs to happen yet. It's too early in our relationship, but I'm very excited to see where our future will go with especially after this vacation. So anyways, I gotta go chiropractic time, and then go back to go get my freaking scooter carrier, and then back into town to get my braids undone, and then I gotta drive up to Portland and go see my niece come back from France for the last year and a half. It's a busy day, man. Love y'all. Peace out.